Warrior Talk is sponsored by Trident Shield, your trusted ally in violence preparedness. Trident Shield safeguards your loved ones with expert training and consulting. Trident Shield, defending faith through preparedness, because together we save lives. Welcome to Christian Warrior Talk, proudly presented by Christian Warrior Mission. Hosted by former Navy SEAL, SWAT officer, and atheist, now a warrior for Jesus Christ, Pastor Jason Perry. This is more than just a podcast. It's a spiritual vanguard where we intentionally set aside the hustle of our daily lives to come together. We gather to study the Bible, share in heartfelt prayer, and engage in meaningful discussions about all things Christian, homesteading, prepping, and self-defense. Lock shields with us, and together we will hold the line. And now, let's meet your host, Pastor Jason Perry.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Christian Warrior Mission, the Christian Warrior Talk, the Christian Fellowship show where we invest in one another Monday through Friday. Now, we've taken a break because I had COVID, and this is the special Christmas with COVID, post-Christmas with COVID edition. But this is the Christian Fellowship show where typically we fight three battles. We get a humble and grateful heart aligned unto the Lord. How's my sound? I want to make sure I am good to go here. I've been a little rusty. Hello. You like the fly gun in the back there. Let me fix that. I can't have that state. I'll be right back. I told myself I was going to remember to grab that when I saw it, and I didn't. And I'm like, oh man, how cringeworthy is that? So, anyways, yeah, we have fly guns here because we have a farm, and the war against the flies is real, man. It is real. I'm just checking all my sound settings to make sure that my audio, everyone's saying I'm good. Video is that good. Audio is all right. We're all square. So anyways, what a Christmas. That's all I can say. Or what a past few days it's been. As you guys know, we had COVID as a family over the past couple weeks. Started with my mom going to an event that I knew this was going to happen. She went to the event. The people there were, of course, sick and coughing. She brought it home. B got it. Anya got it. Lauren got it. Baby got it. And then I got it. So I was the last to get it. And that's the last year that we permit OPSEC to be violated right before the holidays. That's all I'm going to say. There's nothing worse than dealing with that. Now, out of all the bad stuff that's going on out there, I mean, there's some nasty stomach bugs and all kinds of other stuff going on out there that COVID's like the best deal out of those three right now. So this is my second time having COVID since the OG, or, this is my second time period ever getting it. The first time was way worse than what we just had. My main problem with this one is, man, did it crush my energy? Like, I couldn't even look at my phone. Like, it demolished my energy, right? Just demolished my energy levels. The aches, the general achiness, flu-ish type stuff. That's what I had. I had the chills, the sweats. And then, I almost was not able, we almost put Christmas dinner on hold because Lauren is an amazing cook. Let me tell you something. My wife is the best cook I've ever seen. I'm a foodie. I go to high-end restaurants all over the place, and my wife mops the floor with most of them. Okay, with most of them. There are some places that specialize in cuisines that she can't match because she doesn't know their techniques or spices. But when it comes to steakhouses, like Ruth Chris, if you gave my wife the same cut of meat that Ruth Chris has no chance. No chance. My my wife can throw down, right? And and we almost put it off because I'm like, there's no way we're gonna waste this amazing meal because we couldn't taste it. We had that terrible metallic, I don't even know, chemically uh, COVID taste, mouth taste for almost all of it, and it was awful, man. It was awful, and it was, you know, and my here's the thing, man. You know, I'm a Navy SEAL, SWAT guy. You know, I'm I've done some hard stuff and all that stuff, and that's all good. My wife had this and didn't miss a beat. Didn't miss a beat. Took care of the kids, took care of us, took care of everything. I got this and it flattened me, like flattened me. I was straight up useless. Right? My wife is a badass. That's all I'm gonna say, because I I'm not sure what if the house is on fire, I would have got up and I would have carried people out and I would have been able to do some short term stuff. But outside of that, I was crushed, man. I was crushed. And then on top of that, spending so much time in bed put me into back attack mode. And I basically went into a full back attack, was able to get myself out of it with some meds that I had stashed. And so yeah, it was just a really, 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 really challenging Christmas. On top of that, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on right now. So this is not like the most booming, you know, financially things right now. Things are real tight with a lot of things that we got going on, like real tight, the tightest they've ever been. And so, you know, it was it was tough, right? It was tough, but the God works in amazing ways, man. He works in absolutely amazing ways. Before, yeah, Lawrence said exactly this. God dialed us in to the reason for the season this year. So because of this, I had to cancel an important meeting. I wanted to meet with a local pastor. That was important. And I gave him the option to meet me with COVID, and he said no. So we were going to reschedule that. Um, we were going to go to Christmas Eve service. I was going to do, Christmas Eve service here. I had to cancel church service here. So we didn't go anywhere because everyone was sick. It was just the opposite of any Christmas we would ever have. But God can redeem anything. Now, I wanted to go sit there and sing great carols to him and hymns and go and be a part of a body and something beautiful you know, but instead we poured into our family here. And our girls had an amazing Christmas. Um, Lauren and I had a great Christmas watching them through their eyes. They got to experience all of it. They were just such good kids. They rose to the occasion. If anyone's watching with their kids right now, um, I'll just let you know that we don't lie to our kids, so they know the reason why they get their presents, and who they really get them from. Um, but if you're watching, I don't want to blow anything for anyone out there. I don't know, but um, yeah, and that was the other thing is I got to spend. I mean, I was needy though. I mean, but it was, work. I couldn't think, right? So I could be there and I could be around. So I got to be present, I got to be present a lot more, and I got to spend more time. So God crushed me and made me present with my family instead of trying to outwork all my problems, stressing things I can't control. And it's like everything. You think you have problems, and then you can't breathe. And then you learn what a real problem is, right? You learn what a real problem is that you can't breathe. That's a real problem. Everything else is a challenge, but being able not to breathe, that's a problem. And not being able, being sick is a problem. And sometimes it takes being sick. Like today is the first day I feel human. And man, is the world brighter and greener. Now, it may sound like I'm being dramatic. I'm just saying I was a ball of stress, working my butt off, trying to make a lot of stuff happen, grow a company, grow a church, grow a ministry, grow this program, provide for my family, provide for my employees, provide for my team members, you know, um, represent the Lord with all I can, lead my wife, disciple my children. And that's a lot. It's a lot. And when you're spinning in that cyclone of thrashing around, trying to, like you're like a berserker, you're in a big scrum in the middle of a battlefield, and you're just turning and whacking at everything that moves. There's something that moves. You don't even know if it's good, one of your brothers or not. You're just swinging your sword, and you're just swinging because everything's around you. You're just in this whirlwind. And all of a sudden you're down. And when you're down, what's most important? God, wife, children, everything else. So it was great. Now, absolutely thrashed my Crucible, so I'll be restarting tomorrow, day one. I'm gonna post today. I know I didn't get 26. I don't think I got 26 up today. I'll get 26 up for you guys who have maintained flawless all the way. But I'm starting over tomorrow. There were days I couldn't even hold my eyes barely. So did I pray? Yeah, but I'm not going to say that counts. I don't care if I'm in a hole praying the whole day. It doesn't count. I didn't get into the Word and dive into the Word and pursue Him in that way. So, the one thing that I did crush those, I don't know, was it 4 days or so? Was, man, I crushed family. I spent so much time with my kids. My wife, my mom. Got to reflect, when you're, again, it's stupid COVID. It's not saying it's this crazy whatever thing, but when you're in bed and you're demolished and you're taking all kinds of stuff, and you get these fragmented, flashy, imagey dreams of what's going through your head. Might be sounds causing you to think about certain images that send you on a dream. You're in and out of consciousness. You're rapidly moving through things. And sometimes there's a lot of truth in them. And I wish I could tell you that in my dreams there were all these holy awesome scriptural thoughts and this and that. There was none of that. There was none of that. So I don't know if my mind was too distracted by the world, my problems. But there was a lot of love of family. What came to mind is my ministry started really with two people in the beginning. My first mission as a Christian was to get my Lauren saved. And now Lauren is the best Christian I know. Next was I had to get my mom saved. We made that commitment on the same day. I left to ORW. I got my mom saved. Now we've gotten a lot of people saved between now and then. I'm still going. But this is a brotherhood and a sisterhood channel. Who are you working on? Who's your list? Do you have any names? I'm going to be with my wife for eternity. My mom. My kids. Who are you working on? Who are you working on? Or is it just about you? And if it's just about you, are you even saved? Now, normally we start the show with, a prayer in. We do that, and we do Bible reading, fellowship time. But this is kind of a special edition coming back here. So I just wanted to talk to you guys, see how your Christmas went. We'll pick it up as normal tomorrow with Romans 8, which is a very heavy chapter, the most important chapter in the Bible tomorrow. And I didn't want that to be what I came into today for you guys. So I really just kind of wanted to come in here and hang with you guys and hear how your Christmas went and tell you, basically what happened and plans going forward. We've got what? How many days left in this year? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days left in this year. We're going to finish off strong. We're going to keep rolling through. People are still going strong in the Crucible Challenge. That's awesome. But, our Christmas is here. Not like I was looking through my social media accounts, and I have a lot of friends who have very large families, and you see these group pictures where there's 20, 30 people in a photo. They all get together. I think that's beautiful and amazing that families still want to get together like that aren't torn apart by politics and strife and everything else. But these are also, I wouldn't say, well, none of them that I'm looking at are usually Christian families either, or they might be Christian in name only. So when God says he came to bring a sword and to divide, there's a cost with this life. You're not neutral. There is no, hey, we got someone here who's offended by grace. We're not going to thank God around the dinner table. You're out of your mind. You don't like God? There's the door. Peace. But I did get to spend, like I said, I got to spend so much time with my girls. Lauren was out doing most of the backbreaking stuff on the farm. Her farm fit was times two. So, my mom was there and I was there. There's nothing like Christmas with children. And when all was said and done, and the COVID had passed, again, I'm not like treating this like it was cancer or anything. I'm just got knocked down with a pretty bad bug. And just like every doorway is a reset, every challenge is a reset. Learn from everything. The second I could taste food again, take a full breath without coughing my lungs out, have energy. I was just amazed gliding around my house this morning. Like nothing hurt. I had energy. It was great. I hit the gym. It was awesome. My gym. I didn't go to the regular gym. I've said time before that I thought the original COVID might have been a gift from God. I know it killed a lot of people. I'm sorry about that. But nothing so clearly revealed people for who and what they were as the last COVID. You get to see the tyrants. You get to see the lynch mobs. You get to see who was principled, was not principled. You get to see who the truth speakers were. You get to see the people you get to see every side of it. And it was as if God came up with COVID on his own to put everyone on teams, and it split right down the middle. And it destroyed churches. And the churches that were open exploded. The ones that closed died or shrank. Imagine that. So it was a great refocusing for us. Today was like, I don't know, a total reset for me. So I took the day off from work, which I did not have time to do, but I did. I spent time with my wife, spent time with my kiddos, spent time with my mom, and I came here to spend time with you guys. So I'd love to hear. I'm going to turn on the Bluetooth here, and I'm going to take some calls. And just give me a moment to make sure it's set up. I'm going to get my Wi-Fi back on. There we go. Just plugged in. All right. If you got the number, you know it. Give it a call. If you don't, let me put it on the screen. There you go. Call and tell me how and what you learned this Christmas. You probably didn't have, the one we had, but you have the one you had, and I'd love to learn how it went. Were there any flare-ups around the kitchen table or the dining room table over politics or anything godless? Um, was there any big breakthroughs? I'd love to hear if anyone had any breakthroughs. You know, um, so so refreshing when people that you don't necessarily see, and all of a sudden you're on fire for Christ. You've learned how to, you've been equipped on what you learn, what you know, what you believe, and why you believe it. How powerful that is, and it becomes extremely powerful. And then all of a sudden you're thrown in a room together, and it's, hey, what have you been up to? Well, let me tell you, I've been up to this Jesus thing, man. You know, and this Jesus thing's pretty darn awesome, because you know what? It's true. It's the most true thing that I know. And that usually will turn some heads. That'll turn some heads. I do apologize for being down so hard and struggling with maintaining the Crucible things in a timely manner. I've gotten most of them up, I think, the day of. But, I will get it caught up today. You can log what you did. I apologize. I don't foresee that happening again unless I get in a car wreck or a plane crash or, or something like that. But it's just been an amazing time. Amazing time. I started planning my trainings this year. Like, what am I going to start doing training wise this year? I started looking at, okay, one, I'm going to start training people more often this year. So I'm going to be doing a pistol one, rifle one, pistol two, rifle two. This year, I'll be starting to teach Tennessee concealed carry this year. I'm going to be doing some CQC stuff this year. And I started thinking, well, hey, what schools do I want to go to? I want to go kick off the rust. So I started researching a little bit of that. And looking forward to that. Reading and learning stuff online all the time is cool and all, but really gotta we really gotta like train hard, like real hard. There's some pretty in-depth schools that I would love to go to. I got to see where the funds are and how things go. But I'm really excited to be offering Tennessee concealed carry. It's the best concealed carry permit with reciprocity in the nation. We'll be doing that in person as well as online, for those who can do the online portion. That means that I think that's basically for people who have military time, law enforcement time, et cetera, and they just need to learn the laws of the state, and they can do that. But I'm also going to be teaching, some way more high speed concealed carry or gunfighter type stuff. Home defense. homestead defense. But that's something I'm looking forward to. I know we get a lot of work coming up in the early part of this year. But I just wanted to come on here today and say thanks. Sorry that for COVID knocking me down for a few days. I'm gonna get the stuff um, put up online, and that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys. Oh, hold on, we got one right there. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey,
How you doing?
Merry Christmas, bro. This pouch is awesome, man.
Thanks,
So,
man.
Adrian sent me this, man. He sent me this awesome pouch with a pretty. I mean, this is a pretty good. This is a solid lockpick set, dude. I mean, that's no
Yeah,
joke. That's no joke, right? I mean, I've got some rakes and and stuff, and these are good to go, dude. And I do not have this. I have some other different ones, but this is not a I can't remember what it's called, but a practice lock to work with. So this is pretty darn cool, man. I'm gonna be busy. My time on the throne has just been changed.
nice.
So really, really, really cool. Did you design this pouch, dude?
Yeah, the pouch I did. That was just something I came up with. I wanted just something for the back of my truck.
Yeah.
So what I decided to do was make the outer pockets for magazines. So you could either put your tourniquet or fit actually four pistol magazines or AR mags in there as well.
The ARs will fit in this?
Yeah, yeah.
Really? I'm gonna have to try that. And they look a little tight for ARs, but I'll give it a shot. But
and then
go ahead.
The inside rips out too. You can pull out the whole inside. So if you have it strapped to your backpack or to the back of your seat in your vehicle, and you need to take it out, you can rip out the whole inside.
Yeah, I was really digging that. I mean, it's a well designed, well thought out pouch. And I've got dudes that I know that make gear for a living, and this is really solid, man. I mean, there's a lot I can do with this. I haven't figured out what part of my kit's gonna go on this, because it's such a unique piece of kit, right? Like,
Right.
I love the fact that I can get 3 layers deep in this thing pretty quick. So I'm just trying to figure out, is this more of a med kit for me, or is this going to be, or I'm going to be running mags or whatever in it. But I mean, it's just a great pouch. Me and Lauren blown away by it, dude. So thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. No problem. Glad you like it.
Yeah. So tell me about your Christmas, man.
Well, my daughter's in town. The family's all together, so we just spent time together, and it's been amazing. Just having everybody back. The whole family together and just spending time, and showing love to each other, to one another, and then seeing my kids, interact. It's like without skipping a beat, they're back at it, and it's just good. It's going to be hard to see my daughter go back to New York, but she's an adult. She has to do what she has to do.
Yeah, man. I understand that. But what was you have a favorite moment of this, or do you have any lessons learned, or anything, any highlights you want to hit from it?
You know, how can I put this? When you have little kids, because my kids are now grown, it's amazing. Like it's magical. Seeing little kids experiencing Christmas, and we did the same thing with our kids. They knew the truth about everything. We didn't,
Yep.
tell them fairy tales or anything like that. We just told them the truth, and they were cool with it. But it was still a magical moment when they're small. As they get older, things kind of change, but for me, it's not about the gifts. It's about what Christmas is actually about. And that's what I was telling my family. I'm like, you know what? I don't need anything. Like, I don't want any gifts. Of course, my wife, she spoils me. She got me some gifts, but it was just being together and celebrating the birth of Christ. That was the most important thing. And I would say, as far as the moment, is having dinner with my family and praying together,
Yeah.
and blessing each other and thanking the Lord for giving us His Son and Him dying on the cross for us, resurrecting, and having grace on us, because we wouldn't be saved if it wasn't for Him.
Yeah, no, it was, again, when I look back, even as I look at it back now as an adult, I don't remember any of the toys or any of the gifts or anything, whatever. I just remember laughing around the table, right? I remember all the good times and the faces and the amazing moments that were made around the dinner table, which is why, Christ did what He did with the Last Supper. I mean, when you share a meal with someone, and particularly, that meal, um, it's what we do, like when we come to, you know, partake, you know, drinking the wine and the bread, man. It's,
Right.
partaking in the flesh and the blood, man. And it's so real. And, when you're sitting around there I wish someone had told me, and I wish someone who I would have listened to, that everyone that is here today is not going to always be here. And you better get every moment out of them you can.
It's true.
Because bad things happen all the time. And, none of us are getting out of here alive unless Christ returns tomorrow, right? So,
Right.
So again, I just wish, when you're in the military, you come home on Christmas leave, it's all about, hey, yeah, how's it going? Dinner, this, that, out with my friends in the clubs. That's what it was all about. And it's like, I
Right.
wish I could go back and change all that.
Right. See, it's kind of funny because my wife and kids, like, I got saved before we got married, and we met at church. So we've been married. We're going on 22 years now. But
Congratulations.
thank you. But we've always been Christian. Well, not always been Christian, but when I got saved, it's been, I would say just over 22 years since I got saved. But every year, other than me being overseas in Iraq or Afghanistan, we spent Christmas together as a family. And, there was a couple of years that I missed, but we always had dinner together. We always celebrated it together. And, it's awesome just being together. And with my daughter being so far, having her back in town, it's such a blessing.
Yeah. Now, with you guys, it's just your immediate family where you're at, right? It's just you, your wife, and your kids, right? It's not like grandparents, great grandparents, aunts, and uncles are all there where you're at, right?
No, everybody's in San Diego. So my family's real big, and, I see all the pictures of everybody celebrating this stuff. And I wish I was there, of course, but at the same time, I enjoy what I have because I spend it with my wife and kids, and, we cherish the moment.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. There's a cost when you want to raise your people, your family in a moral place, right? This is an example of that. There is a cost to pursuing your conscience, right? To wanting to be with God and being around more godly people, and you're gonna miss those big family gatherings. You're gonna miss that type of stuff because you have chosen, like the pilgrims, who sailed to the New World, the Puritans, and, they left everything they had behind, right? And we're doing the same thing and on a different scale in a different way. But there is a cost to cleaving to Christ and to, trying to raise your kids in a godly environment.
Definitely. I agree with that. It hasn't been too hard, because we rely on one another, but at the same time, seeing like my nieces and nephews, growing up so fast, it's, I wish I was there to enjoy some of those moments, but I get to visit every so often, so it's okay.
Yeah.
I'll get over it.
Yeah. So, anything else you want to say?
Well, I'm glad you're doing better because Yeah, I was a little worried about you,
Yeah,
but
no. I was never like a risk thing. It's just I was smoked. I was
yeah,
like smoke. But I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate everyone's prayers too, you and others.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, having COVID around Christmas time is horrible too because you have plans and then your plans kind of get set aside because you're just trying to recover and stay healthy. So
Yeah, you don't want
I'm
to
just
get
happy to
anyone
see you're
else
doing
sick.
well.
You don't want to get
Yeah,
anyone else sick. So even when you're slightly on the rebound, you don't want to go to some big Christmas thing and wipe out half the place. So I
yeah,
just decided we just batten down the hatch here. Luckily, my wife's a 5-star chef and we had an epic meal that blasted through my COVID taste bud, numbingness. But I mean, it was great, man. So I
So
appreciate
would your wife cook?
Oh, we had okay, so this was the spread. All right. We had prime rib, right? I went and I got some
Like,
prime rib. That was on sale, which like I was explaining this, I think a couple shows ago. I got it on sale at 6 something a pound, where everyone else was like almost 18 to 30 a pound. So I
wow,
got and it was such good beef. Like it dissolved in your mouth. So she did a prime rib. We did mashed potatoes. We did green bean casserole. And then she did her penne alla vodka, which is vodka sauce with like crispy prosciutto in it. So darn good. Um, and then cream spinach, homemade apple pie, and then B always wants to make Jesus a birthday cake. So this year she wanted him to have a blueberry birthday cake, which turns out to
nice.
be like angel food, angel cake, whatever, with whipped cream all over it with blueberries over it. So that was the deal. So it was amazing. We've got leftovers and we're pretty happy about that. So so it was great. What'd you guys do?
So my wife, my daughter has all kinds of allergies, so she made a separate meal for her. But for the rest of the family, we had like a steak with chimichurri sauce. We changed it up this year because typically we do a turkey, but it gets old after
Yeah.
20 something years of having the same stuff. So this year we finally decided to change it up, and she made homemade apple pie, and then she had baked potatoes and all kinds of stuff. I mean, it was nice.
Well, that's great,
Yeah,
man. Yeah, Lauren's got celiac, so we can't do any of the gluten or any of that stuff. So she makes
right,
some pasta dishes for us, and then she'll do her horrible tasting pasta on the other side, and you know,
right.
you know. But excuse me. But yeah, I mean, it really was great, and watching, I just it was so blown away. My mom, who, as you guys know, my mom went, has been, evolving and working through her sanctification and just watching who she is. I've never seen my mom at 68 years old is the most alive I've seen her in my entire life, right? In my entire life. She
It's
is just
awesome.
pouring into the children in a healthy way, whereas before it would be in an unhealthy way. She's just way more aware and present and there. It was just great to see. And again, when I'm flipping through my COVID dreams, I'm like, one of the good ones was, all right, I got my mom saved, and I'm glad to see her happy for once. So that was another Christmas blessing.
That's awesome.
So, well, all right, brother, I appreciate you for being my caller today. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
All right, man.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow.
We'll
Have a
see
good one.
you
God
too,
bless.
man. God bless you.
All right. Bye bye.
All right. Oh, all right, everyone. If that is it, if no one else wants to call in, again, this was an informal show today. Tomorrow we'll be starting back with Romans 8. And I just wanted to say thank you for your prayers. It's good to be back. I'm glad I didn't hack and cough through this entire show. I've only had 2 so far that I've counted. So God bless you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Your Talk is sponsored by Trident Shield, your trusted ally in violence preparedness. Trident Shield safeguards your loved ones with expert training and consulting. Trident Shield, defending faith through preparedness because together we save lives.